Good morning, good morning. It's Pause with Elizabeth Elenor, and I'm at, I don't know what beach. I'm at a beach. I'll just show you. Tim and I have been up at the Gold Coast and learning, doing a 4-day training, and we're on our way back to the airport. So we stopped at a beach to have some breakfast and to do pause. So I wanted to ask you, can you read a room? Can you actually read the room and work out what the energy is of a room? You know, when you walk into a room and you can sort of start feeling the energy of a room and feel if it's, hopefully it's not too windy here. Ladies, I haven't got my headphones on. So read the room. When you walk into a room, you can actually feel whether someone's just had an argument, or if there's some beautiful, love energy in the room, or if everyone's having fun, or, there's a feeling in the room when you walk into a room. And I just had the experience this weekend of staying with another four or five beautiful people. And we had a little baby in the house as well, and it was a really beautiful experience. And the reason it was a beautiful experience is because all of us were able to decipher the feel of where each other were at. And so, if the conversation was going off into a tangent, the energy would change. And you could feel when people were not engaged. You could feel when people were feeling a little bit out of their comfort zone. And so, you could shift the energy and go, yeah, let's change that to something else. And we'd change the energy and move into something else. And because of that, there was this really beautiful flow where we were all engaged. We were all feeling safe. We were all feeling warm. We were all feeling connected to each other, right? But then I noticed when we had other people come and visit, because we had some people visit last night and we had some people visit the night previous before that, and there was different dynamics in the house. There was different conversations, and there was different at one stage it got a little bit political and controversial, and then there was times when we were playing a board game, and you could feel where it was time to sort of shift because we needed food. And so if you're not aware of what's going on in the room, then that's when there can be disruptions in relationships, when there's people that are not engaging, or they're feeling unsafe because you've triggered something within their past, that they've had a experience of something that you're saying, and so therefore their mind goes into past experiences, and so they become disconnected, and you can feel it, right? So if you're in a conscious relationship, or you're wanting to create more awareness around creating conscious relationships, it really has to do with being able to read the energy of a room, read the energy of the person that you're with, really connecting into the feeling of not only you, but deeply listening to somebody else, and also, picking up the cues that are in the space, because some people you can see start disengaging, or you can see when people are really interested, and you can also, when you get into this space of really staying open to not just being in your own awareness and self-consciousness, but when you feel safe yourself, when you're in this space of really feeling comfortable with who you are, you're more likely to open up to what's going on in the room. And so then you can actually see when there's conversations going, you can see where when things shift a little bit and someone's interested in being the next person to share some information or to explain something or whatever. And so you can feel these gentle pauses where the energy sort of shifts and there's a rest, and that gives someone the opportunity to step in and be part of the conversation and share what their wisdom is or their experience is. And so then there'll be another pause, and there's this gentle energy where you can step in. You might be able to contribute to the conversation, right? It's when people are not reading the room that, or the energy between two people, and they're too engaged with themselves and they're closed and they're stuck in their own patterns of behavior, their own thought patterns, that things can get a bit tricky, and there's disconnection and judgments and awareness, like an assessments of people, that becomes about you again, right? So then afterwards you go into this space of starting to, process, what was I like in that conversation, and what was that person, and your mind starts trying to look if you're aware, if you're safe, if it was something that is dangerous for you or not. And that's when the mind chatter comes in, right? The mind chatter comes in where you start feeling, all the sabotage emotions come in. They're not good enough, not significant, don't belong. All of those things start playing out inside your head, and you go down this spiral, right? So have you experienced both types? Have you experienced the feeling of just being in that flow and that energy where everyone's sort of engaged, everyone is connected, everyone feels validated and heard and respected, and there's this beautiful, gentle energy? Oh, it's starting to rain. And have you experienced the other, where there's this disengagement, where people are too self-conscious of themselves to really read the room and to open up to listening to what other people are saying, and they're too caught up in their own space to be able to deeply listen to someone else and to open their heart up? Because when you're in a conscious place, when you're choosing conscious relationships, then it's really about being open to that engagement in yourself, so that people feel safe around you and they're more likely to open to being in that frequency with you. They feel safe, so they open up, and you can get some really deep, loving, conscious relationships in that, and some amazing awareness. Everyone's got their own wisdom, and it's so beautiful to be able to sit with someone and have them express their wisdom, and to be witness to that. It's really, really beautiful to be witness to somebody else's wisdom and them feeling safe to share that wisdom. So I am going to make it a really quick pause today, because 1, we're on the way to the airport. 2, it's starting to rain. And 3, I'm just about to have my breakfast. So I just wanted to come on here and share that. And one of the things before I finish is that part of that is actually the very start of really being conscious about being able to step into that space, is knowing what it is that you want to create in your life, really knowing who you are and looking forward in what it is that you want to create. And so I just wanted to share that one of my meditations that really support people to do that is a meditation called the Land of Plenty, and it supports people to start moving forward in their creative orientation and to look at what they want to live in their life and what sort of experiences they want. So if, I know that there's a few people watching that have already got that and have received that, but if you're someone that's interested in taking that first step of working out who you are, and what you want to create, so then you can have those, start really expressing and experiencing those conscious relationships. Then put yes please in the comments here, and we'll be able to send that through to you so that you're on the first step to being a creator. Take care, enjoy, and I will catch you all later from wherever I am. See ya.